Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Platform of government: crime and corruption, increase police salaries, reintroduce death penalty for heinous crimes, inclusive economy, studies shift to federalism, more jobs in the countryside, equal protection, phase out contractualization, income tax exemption for low-wage earners. Corruption: corrupt politicians, policemen, customs personnel, and soldiers are among Duterte's enemies, as he is not scared to admit. As president, Duterte says he will abolish pork barrel and the disbursement acceleration program. No one in the government, including himself, will hold lump sums. Duterte's record is clean of any corruption allegations. A visit to his home revealed a simple lifestyle. Social inequality: Duterte believes the root cause of poverty, especially in rural areas and in Mindanao, is the concentration of power and wealth in Metro Manila. If elected president, he will strongly push for a shift to a federalist form of government. This means local government units will have more independence from the national or federal government and will be able to retain most of their income for their own development. Peace process in Mindanao: if the Bangsamoro Basic Law does not pass, or is a watered-down version, nothing short of federalism will appease the Moro in Mindanao, Duterte has said many times. Federalism, he said, will give the various Moro tribes the independence they have craved for since the Spaniards set foot in the Philippines in the 16th century. Although he supports the BBLM principle, Duterte is against certain provisions of the original bill. Same-sex marriage: in January 2016, Duterte, who confessed to have gay friends and relatives, said that his heart is very soft towards gay people as they were created by God and that all human beings were created in the image of God. Asked if he will push for legalizing same-sex marriage if elected president, he said that he would not push for it, citing the Civil Code of the Philippines, which is based on universally accepted Christian tenets. He said that marriage is a holy union only for a man and a woman. Miriam Defensor Santiago. Platform of government: economy, create jobs, reduce poverty, improve investment climate. Governance: electoral political reforms, fight corruption. Rule of law: enforce law but respect due process. Energy: implement renewable energy policies. Social inequality: the feisty senator is a champion of the reproductive health law. She sponsored the measure that provides contraceptives and other reproductive health devices and services to the poor. Foreign policy: Santiago chairs the Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, fitting for a constitutional expert who was once elected judge of the Hague-based International Criminal Court. She stepped down from the post she never assumed due to health reasons. Overseas Filipino workers: on the same day that the execution of overseas Filipino worker Mary Jane Veloso was delayed, Santiago filed a bill that seeks to expand the Legal Assistance Fund managed by the Department of Foreign Affairs. Peace in Mindanao on BBL. Santiago is also the chair of the Senate Committee on the Constitutional Amendments and was one of the 12 senators who signed a committee report that considers the proposed Bangsamoro Basic Law unconstitutional. Same-sex marriage: in her explanatory note for Senate Bill No. 1282, an act amending the Family Code Article 26 on the validity of same-sex marriage solemnized outside the Philippines, Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago wrote, "Marriage is a union founded on the distinction of sex. The contracting parties must be of different sex is in fact a requirement under the provisions on legal capacity. Accordingly, this bill seeks to amend Article 26 to remove a misleading presumption until society changes attitude while exhibiting compassion for same-sex relationships. Manuel Araneta Rojas III. Platform of Government. Governance. Espouses daang matuwid. Expanded bottom-up budget. Economy. More jobs through BPO IT. Grow tourism sector. Poverty reduction through 4 Ps. Peace and order. Justice system to punish rooks. Safety from disasters and crime. Corruption. Rojas' stand on corruption is no different from the presidents and their allies. They will chase after the corrupt and put them in jail if needed. Social inequity. One of the Aquino government's key programs Rojas is sure to continue is the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program or 4Ps, which offers beneficiaries cash grants so long as they meet requirements. Family development sessions, pre- and postnatal care for pregnant women, checkups and vaccines for children, school enrollment, and at least 85% class attendance per month for school-age beneficiaries. Foreign policy. Rojas said the Philippines is not looking for trouble as China typically asserts, but is simply taking a stand against China's claim. OFWs. His goal is to make sure that each Filipino is given enough opportunities, a good education, and decent job opportunities. Peace in Mindanao. Although many politicians criticize the Moro Islamic Liberation Front over the death of 44 PNP SAF troopers, Rojas remained mum of the issue until, in an uncharacteristic moment, he turned emotional and questioned the armed forces of the Philippines' supposed inaction during the operation. Same-sex marriage. As a public policy for me, I am not in favor of homosexuality. But I have relatives that I am very close to who have partners and I respect them, I love them, and I accept them. I treat them with love and generosity. Jajamar Kabawatan Binay. Platform of Government. Social inclusion or improvement of services. Improve quality of basic education. Better transport system. Economic dynamism. Generate jobs in major employment sectors. Streamlined process in taxation. Effective caring and governance. Tight coordination between national and local governments. Corruption. Here's where Binay stands on corruption. Continue the Aquino administration's anti-corruption campaign, calling it a very good program. Social inequality. His main criticism of the Aquino administration is that its stellar economic performance did not trickle down to the poor. Inclusive growth is his key campaign message. Here is how he plans to address the problem. Lift economic restrictions in the Constitution to attract foreign investment in sectors like infrastructure, energy, and telecommunications. Modernize agriculture to raise farmers' productivity, one of the lowest in the region, and correct inefficiencies in the supply chain that allow 8 layers of middlemen. Expand subsidies for college education and technical vocational training. Foreign policy. Pursue the Philippines' claims on the Spratly Islands, but aim for warm bilateral relations with China, especially in trade and investment. He said, China has the money, we need the capital. Peace process, autonomy, and livelihood for Mindanao. Unlike Aquino, Binay is not a strong supporter of the proposed Bangsamoro Basic Law, an outcome of the historic peace deal between the government and Moro Islamic Liberation Front. Still, the Vice President has admitted that he has not yet read the BBL and has reservations about it. Same-sex marriage. In an interview with News 5 on Tuesday after Pacquiao's "Masahol pa sa hayop" remark, Vice President Jejomar Binay said, "On my part, I will abide by and follow the position of the Catholic Church on the matter." Mary Grace Sonora Po Limanzares. Platform of Government. Peace and order. Commit to sustain peace and genuine autonomy in Mindanao. Foreign policy. Push for rule of law and diplomacy, rules-based approach in West Philippine Sea dispute. Economy. Ensure inclusive growth. Reform tax system. Governance. Curb corruption. Effective delivery of services. Corruption. Po's name has so far not been dragged into any corruption controversy. She authored Senate Bill 2485 and Senate Bill 2425, aiming to strengthen the capacity of the Office of the Ombudsman, responsible for investigating and prosecuting government officials accused of crimes. Social inequity. Po's past events and speeches give telling clues on one of her campaign focuses, the youth. OFWs. Po filed Senate Bill 1421, which allows a prospective OFW who has a valid contract certified by the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration to avail himself of a 50,000 pesos loan from the Overseas Worker Welfare Administration to defray the living expenses of his family during the first few months of his absence. Same-sex marriage. When asked for her stand on the issue in September 2015, Senator Grace Poe told Interaction.com in an email, "I support the right of two consenting adults to contract civil marriage regardless of their sex. All persons are guaranteed equality in their rights. Human rights accrue to them from birth. Our Constitution mandates the state to guarantee full respect for human rights. Our laws cannot discriminate against persons because of their sexual orientation and gender identity."